So it's time for the book that changed your life, and to discuss the book that changed his life, we have Maan Jalal from YouTube channel Man of the Hour. Man, thanks for coming on the show.
No problem.
What is the book that changed your life?
Well, I think all good books change our lives a little bit. But I think for me, there's two books. The first one is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I think, around 10 when I read that book.
Yeah.
And previous to that, I used to read a lot of fantasy. And so it was the first book that I read that kind of had that same idea, which is this orphan boy trying to figure his life out. But there was no fantasy. There was no like magical creatures or wands or anything. It was, London, and it was tough, and life was hard, and there were really bad people and really good people and sort of people in between as well. And that really sort of like opened my brain to like the possibilities of these things happening in real life. And I think as well, it was the language. I'd never experienced language the way Charles Dickens writes language, where he describes everything, like all the five senses. The other book I read when I was 14, which was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's a bit of a cliche, I know, but similar to Oliver Twist, it really made me think about the English language in a completely different way. I felt like I'd fallen in a rabbit hole of language because of the way, and the fact that she never describes anything, how people look or how they smell or scenery, but you kind of understand characters so well. So those two books made me think about reading and writing differently, as well as storytelling differently, and people in life generally differently. So those two books for sure.
So do you think they sort of drove your career in a way to focus on where you are now in terms of reading, writing, journalism?
For sure. And being an observant person generally, those writers and those books are about observations and about people.
Yeah.
So I think they really struck a chord with me.
Did you discuss those books with anyone at the time?
No, I didn't actually.
No.
But I never really knew who Jane Austen was when I read it. I thought she was still alive when I read the book. And then I was asking the librarian, she's like, yeah, she died like a couple of 100 years ago. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So no, I didn't.
Amazing.
But since then I have, yeah, obviously.
So if you want to learn more about Maan Jalal, check out his YouTube page, Man of the Hour. Man, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your recommendations today.
No problem. I'm happy to come back and talk about books at any time.
Yeah,
so thanks for having me.
So what fiction do we have to look forward to coming up in 2019? The Farm by Joan Ramos is a debut novel that I'm really looking forward to. It's part feminist dystopia, part immigrant story, and it's out in May 2019. For Elizabeth Gilbert fans, you'll also be really happy to hear that she's got another book coming out in 2019 in June. It's called City of Girls. She's taken us all over the world in Eat, Pray, Love, but this time she takes us to New York in the 1940s. But if you can't wait that long, here's what's on the bookshelves at the moment. Hippie by Paulo Coelho, Transcription by Kate Atkinson, and Rapid Falls by Amber Cowie. Happy reading.